This is In Your Business with Stacey Whitcomb, the host of the AcuSprout podcast, where I spend some time talking about the business of medicine, especially to the new practitioners. But today, I'm here in your business to answer common questions and provide some inspiration to help you grow, streamline, and become more efficient entrepreneurs. So, as entrepreneurs, we really have two main goals, and everything we do in our business should support these goals. We want to increase profit and reduce expenses. So even when we hit these goals, which you will, we always want to keep an eye on them because they will change as your practice changes. So knowing your monthly and yearly profits and expenses will help guide your spending decisions in the future. Now, some of you may need to take the healthcare provider hat off for a second and put on your entrepreneur hat to feel a little more clear about this. Obviously, as acupuncturists and healthcare providers, we have a whole other set of goals. But when you have your entrepreneur hat on, acupuncture is just the service that you're selling or providing in exchange for money. It really is that simple. So I want to kickstart this segment off with a question for you. I actually saw someone ask this question in a Facebook group. Yes, a Facebook group. And I swear, I thought it was such a good question that I wanted to share it. So the question is, what percentage of your gross income is your office rent or lease payment?
This episode is brought to you by Jane, the clinic management software that honestly just makes running a practice easier. Let's dive into something that's never easy, but sometimes necessary: raising your fees. It can feel awkward, right? But here's a tip that can really help. Consider offering flexibility to your patients as you introduce the change. When patients face new fees, it's natural for them to feel uncertain or concerned. That's where flexibility can really make a difference. Offering options like a phased increase, suggesting a payment plan, or even taking a moment to talk things through can help to ease the transition. These thoughtful gestures show your patients that you're listening and care about them, which strengthens the trust you've worked so hard to build. If you're looking for more ideas on how to navigate these kinds of changes, head to frontdesk.jane.app and check out the article, How to Tell Clients You're Raising Your Fees. One last thing, if you're ready to give Jane a try, you can use the code QAJ1.8 for a 1-month grace period on your new Jane account.
And do you guys have any idea what an acceptable range is? So if you need help with the math, which I'm not going to judge, I don't math well, I'm going to help you out real quick. So to calculate your gross yearly income, that is all revenue before expenses. Then divide that by 12 to get your monthly average gross income, and then divide your monthly lease payment by your monthly gross income amount. And that will give you your percentage. If you're a new practitioner or if your practice is still fluctuating, you should just calculate each month separately. Obviously, one of the variables that plays into this percentage is location. Office space in Manhattan or San Francisco may be 20% or even higher for a fully operational practice, while Springfield, Missouri could be 7%. For new practitioners or growing practices, this number should progressively fall as your revenue increases, and you may consider setting your financial goals based on this number. So perhaps you hold off on paying yourself until you consistently hit a certain number, say like 25%. So are you guys curious? Are you curious what the answer is or what a good goal would be? So the overreaching and general goal is 8 to 12%.
Having a thriving, profitable practice is one of the most healing things you can do as a healthcare practitioner, because a robust business is the ultimate expression of vital chi, and that's the heart of our medicine. I'm Julie Bairdontlock, and I help practitioners grow nourishing, profitable, authentic businesses that embody the generative cycle of Chinese medicine. This isn't about all yang all the time. It's about expanding your own internal capacity, growing collaborative relationships with your patients for ethical patient retention, and marketing as an extension of this medicine, not a necessary evil. You already know that everything is connected in your patients' lives and bodies. The same is true for your business. When we align your systems, your schedule, your pricing, and your offerings with you, we create flow, which means more spaciousness, more impact, and more joy. When you are in the flow, fully resourced in terms of chi, time, and money, your business becomes a source of healing, not just for your patients, but for you. Let's grow something rooted, radiant, and real. Visit lifeflowconsulting.com to learn more.
So if I have just brought up a problem that you didn't know you had, I want to help give you a solution. If you're falling short and not quite there, you might consider subletting your space to a new practitioner for maybe just 2 half days a week or even more. So most fully operational practices that I know of are not quite at max capacity and could actually afford to do this without cutting into their bottom line. And you really would be helping a new practitioner get their start. And so I'm talking to you new practitioners too. Sometimes to start, it may be better to go searching for very part-time office space until you fill that up enough to then lease your own space. This is just one more way of cutting expenses. And you guys, having a new practitioner in your space might actually bring a nice little spark, especially if you're feeling a little burnt out. So if you guys have any questions or topics you would like addressed in your business, feel free to reach out to me at hello@acusprout.com.
Well, here we are at the end of this episode. If you've listened up to this point, you're either a rabid fan of Qiological or the forward button on your podcast player stopped working. If you are indeed a fan of the podcast, you can help us to bring new episodes to our community of practitioners by supporting us with a membership or a one-time contribution. Details, of course, are on the website. That's it for today, friends. Join us again next Tuesday for another thoughtful episode of Qiological.